Robin, Marianne, Carrie, Greg.
Hello.
Hello there. I think I'm having a bad hair day.
I actually forgot about this meeting until my computer dinged like 10 minutes ago. So you're getting the raw version.
That's okay. I think I'm about the same version right now.
I can barely hear you, Lori.
Yeah, you're a little quiet, Lori.
Let me pop off and back on, see what happens.
Okay. Sounds good.
Was there an agenda for this one, Marianne? There was, right? Did I miss it?
It's like a really tiny agenda. It's not crazy. Robin and Rachel and I agreed that this would be a great time to have a bit of a Q&A meeting, and any questions that we can't answer, we will bring up in our last one that's before go live to address. That's the plan. I don't even know how many people are going to be joining us today, to be honest, because I know Lucas can't come.
I'm wondering how many questions you're going to get if it's just our team.
Not many.
Lori, you have the floor. Ask all the questions.
That's right. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, you still are a bit quiet. Maybe, I don't know, can you come closer to the mic?
Do you have a if you look at your mic settings, you might have you might be able to change the input to being a bit more.
How's that?
Is that
perfect?
There you
Too
are.
loud? Should I turn it down?
No, you're great.
I have a web camera that I needed to use yesterday, and I'm trying to put it all back to normal settings, but I can't seem to find out how to put my camera back to the laptop, so I have to use the add-on thing. That's what the problem was. Anyway.
Okay. Well, the first part of the meeting that we were going to talk about was go live and having some daily scrums. And I kind of was talking about it with Robin and Rachel and wondered what time of day you would feel like a little scrum would be a good time for. And it doesn't have to be long, like 15 to 30, depending. I would probably schedule like a 30 just in case it goes to 30. But I was thinking that once go live hits, like if there was, say, 11 a.m., we all just hop in for a second and be like, hey, this is what's going on. You know, and then we can kind of take the issues back or take the questions back or whatever, just kind of like a check-in. I wasn't sure. There's only really two people here today to really speak
I mean, I'm good with 11 a.m. 11 a.m. is okay, but you know, mornings are still fairly busy in the clinic, and I'm sure Kingston's the same.
Yeah,
but if 11, we can aim for 11, and if it's not working, we'll just be flexible and move it to maybe like 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Where you still have time to sort of manage problems. You know, I don't want to leave it late because.
No.
You know.
Well, it was more of like, I want to make it like kind of very, sorry, Jennifer, you just joined us. We were just talking about how on Go Live, I was thinking about setting up like a bit of a scrum. I guess that's the word everyone uses, scrum. Sounds strange. Where we just kind of get together at some point during the day, on the daily. Oh, no, we got another, maybe I should have waited. More people are joining. Hi, Tara.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. I wonder if anyone else will join us today.
It might be also a good idea to wait until we get like the command center schedule. They might have different times sort of already built in, and we can kind of revisit that like right before, just a thought process, because we're just not entirely sure if they have anything kind of built in for that. I know they have a debrief
don't-
one.
I
If we
haven't
are going to have a
heard-
bridge line, stuff like that.
I haven't really heard anything. This is sort of like something that I was thinking of amongst the group. Wasn't like it was just sort of a personal preference for the group. If there's something else that is scheduled or is deemed to be better, then by all means, I'm happy to go for that. But I was thinking, oh, sorry, Tara, just to bring you up, and Jennifer, just to bring you up now that we've got you guys in here, we're talking about a daily scrum after go live, where we just hop in, check in, chat, ask questions, or report on how things are going for each area and take anything back that we need to go find answers for. It wouldn't be like a mandatory thing. It would be like, this is the time frame. And if you have something that you need to check in or ask about, it's there. And if not, not to worry about it.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. A couple of the other groups are doing that as well. So we've already started the scrum for a couple other groups. So it's a good idea for sure.
Hey, Robin, what you got?
I was just going to hop in and describe the conversation that Marianne and Rachel and I had about this based on, many go lives and knowing, what we put on paper and what actually happens is sometimes two different things. My experience tells me that while there are excellent processes out there to report incidents and issues, what happens when you have a patient in the chair is that's your entire focus. And you're going to run into some problems and you're going to pick up a piece of paper and just take care of your patient. That's perfectly fine because those patients are our focus. But if you know that we're having one time during the day when we're getting together, you'll work through, take care of your patients, and then when we have that scrum, quite often we'll just make it known that some person in the infusion center is going to get in that call, and you can shout out your problems that you overcame by writing it down. And then when you could focus, you went back and did whatever. Then we can communicate that out to everybody because your fellow nurses, etc., are probably going to be running into the same thing. And we can coach you up a little bit on what to do. So that's the theory behind, having this call is number one, to build your confidence that you're going to get through this. It's going to be a little nerve-wracking, but you guys are really pretty prepared. So I just wanted to give you some upbeat on that whole thing. Lori?
Yep.
I agree with exactly what you're saying, Robin. And I think if there's incidents or issues in the minute, like we're going to be reaching out to you guys anyway. And so maybe towards the end of the day, 2:30, 3 o'clock is a good time to sort of go over what issues and problems other people had and whatnot, rather than wait till 11 is kind of, I think, what I'm kind of hearing Robin say, right? We're going to get them fixed as they arise, and then we can share with the group at the end of day. Does that?
Yep. 11 o'clock was just sort of like an example time.
No, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
I didn't want to say, hey, 11, we're doing it. No.
And if we make it mostly convenient for the way the clinics are running, then we'll get more attendance, right? So like the end of day when
Yep.
there's less patients would be probably most helpful. It's kind of what I think. I don't know.
Plus,
But
I
I'm
know
totally
that-
open to everything.
That's why I thought I'd bring it up, because I figured
Mhm.
you guys are gonna say, hey, this is what time is the best time.
Yeah,
So,
but anything we can make work, you know.
Yeah.
What traditionally are you having? Um, are most of your people already being infused and you're not starting new people at 2 or 3 o'clock?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Where the morning is busier, right? We still have active clinics and active patients we're hooking up. I'm sure Jen can probably second that. I'm not sure where Tara's from, but yeah, like that to me just makes most sense at the end of the day when you've got more availability.
no, that works for me. No
Yeah,
argument here.
I'm from LAC, so yeah, that's fine. End of day is fine.
Yeah.
I think that makes a lot more sense to have it because you will have more issues to talk about. The only thing that I think, just because we've been told that there's going to be thousands of tickets. So I just want to put something out there for the ops team that if on a particular day we're dealing with like a high priority thing, we'll have to like be agile and be cool to like either skip it or maybe only one of us can go or Robin can, like, I just think we should set that expectation that there might be days where it's just absolute chaos. There might be somebody not there. That go live is going to be crazy times.
Well, the other thing too, we can also use the chat from the meeting as a means of communication as well throughout the day. Even if we're not meeting, you can just like throw something in there and be like, hey, you guys noticing this? So we don't, it'll be sort of like a central point of communication that we can use. And we might need some reassurance from each other too, like if something weird is going on. So,
Well, here's another thing. You're going to have at the elbow support. Everybody is going to have at the elbow. And my hope is to get, since I'm going to be in the command center, I'm hoping to get a virtual room on Teams where I will be hooked up with uh, the at the elbow people. So we'll have an open line to me all the time. And then, you can say over your shoulder when you're doing your thing with your patient, you can say to that at the elbow, hey, ask Robin, blah, blah. And, we can record some of those things to report in FAQ at the scrum. Hey, Lori had trouble getting to X charting thing, or I had trouble starting a bag, or whatever it is. So you'll have hopefully a direct line to somebody, or Melinda, or whoever, Mason, whoever's at your particular site. So
yeah. So I'll aim for us to do it for 3 o'clock then, if that sounds good for everybody. And if it needs to be changed, we can change the timing. And we can use the chat as another means of communication for that meeting. It sounds like everyone's in agreement with that. All right, cool. So try and get that in the calendar sometime soon over the next few weeks, just so it's there, and go from there. On to the other side of the meeting that we were going to have, which was just Q&A, actually. We were kind of keeping it flexible. Everyone is so busy right now. We thought that it might be a little bit more relaxing, I guess is or a lack of a better word, Robin. I think I think that's kind of what we were going for. It's just something a little more casual.
yeah. Anything about if you've had your training, if um, anything in that particularly is at top of mind, or anything you're feeling scared about, let's talk about it. And um, anything you feel like you're unclear, Like when you log in at the beginning of the day, how are you going to find out who you're dealing with and what your patients look like and anything that's kind of freaking you out right now? Tara?
Yeah, so I'm not freaked out. I'm just trying to find the flow. So KHSC, they do the initial appointments before they come to LAC, and then we do the subsequent visits here. I'm just wondering for backfilling purposes, because I hear it's supposed to start on November 23rd. Are the orders being put in by KHSC and then we're just continuing on with the scheduling from that point? Or does anybody know how the flow of that is going to go?
Yeah, we do. The orders will go in um, from KHSC, and in the Cerner system, uh, those orders coming out of your power plans and regimens uh, are in a future state.
Okay, so it's going to go to the future request queue, and then our clerk's just going to book them from there.
Right. And when your patient gets there on the day of treatment, it'll just be a process of them being checked in under your encounter at LAC.
Right.
And then when you activate their orders, they attach to your encounter. So
Okay.
that's how it moves around. They kind of float until you actually have a button the chair and activate them.
Yep.
Jennifer?
Perfect.
So, like from my understanding was Kingston scheduling was gonna be booking the dates. So Kingston scheduling would book the dates of the treatment, so we would see our patients on our clinic date, but we would be picking that up and assigning the chair times. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Our clerk will pick up that and assign the chair time and the appointment time and
Yep.
let the patient know what time to come. Okay. Now, is that the same for our direct treatment patients that come for blood work the day before? Is Kingston going to be scheduling those direct treatment blood work and assessments that come in the day before? Because right now we schedule those. Kingston does.
Okay. So are you asking if they're not seeing the provider?
So if they don't have a provider clinic appointment and they come to Brockville Satellite
Uh-huh.
for their day before treatment, blood work, and nursing assessment, does Kingston schedule in those direct assessments for us as well? And we just give a time? Or are we responsible for scheduling in direct assessments?
No, there's a direct to treatment order. So it'll get into the pipeline ahead of you.
Okay.
So it'll
Okay.
be on there.
Thank you.
Mr. Isaac, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, so I was just gonna chime in. I mean, so yeah, so the all the orders, like all the scheduling orders flow to Kingston for the satellite sites. And to your point, Tara and Jennifer, they then have to get moved. So someone in Kingston has to touch them first. That goes to Suzanne's queue. So there's two things that Suzanne and team can do. They can either pick it up and put it on your queue for your clerk to actually book into the day, or she can hard book them herself. And I think we want to just I've seen a document from Renee around when we were trying to make this decision about who does what, and I think Renee would have a final says explicitly who is doing what steps. But I'd like to just get confirmation from her. But yeah, like I believe what Robin and what you're saying is accurate, that they would be hard booked by Suzanne and team, and then you have the flexibility to move the chair times. But I do think I would like to see that updated document from Renee as well, just to be 100% sure. And I
Yeah,
can reach out to
I
her.
agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like she's been working on that for a bit.
You're very quiet now, Marianne.
Oh, sorry. I feel like she's been working on that for a bit. But I didn't know
Yeah,
what
it
the
was
end result
finalized a
was.
while ago, but I didn't see the final. I saw the decision document, but not the final version of what was decided.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know, Isaac, if that was something that she was sending it out to all the partners, or?
Yeah, I imagine she would have, but it might have just not made its way to some people. And so, yeah, I think we could just ask for that kind of the final version, because I think Renee has the best handle on that workflow right now.
That also a good thing to know is we should put that in our Lumio library once that's done, so that and all the partners can go and see that, just in case if someone doesn't get like the email. I mean,
Yeah, I'll take that back though, and then can send it back to this group. But I think what we're saying is kind of how it works. I think that Kingston is hard booking. You'll see things on your schedule, but you can move the chair times around individually.
Yeah, if we could put that on the Lumio library. I'm a little concerned over here at Quinty, like we do all our own bookings, but we haven't had like the oncology representation at the table's been sparse, to say the least, for reg sketch. So that's my biggest worry, is that it all functions properly, that we have enough appointments created, that everything's going to work the way it should.
Yeah, scheduling is a beast. It's it's
Oh my
very,
goodness. And
yeah.
I just want to make sure we have the resources. Just I'm the only one at the table and I don't do reg sketch. So yeah.
Totally understandable. So Isaac, you're gonna follow up with Renee on that document?
Yeah, we'll do.
All right, cool. I've written it down.
Oh,
Was
now I
there any-
definitely have to do it.
Well, if I don't make notes about the things we talk about, I will not remember, because I will get off this call and I will look at my email and I will dive too deep and forget everything. So, but
it's recorded too.
that's true. That's true. I honestly have never gone back and actually listened to our recordings, but it's good that we have them.
You will, like 3 years down the road, you'll be like, I want to go back to the good old pre-go live date.
No, I don't. Did anyone else have any other thoughts, questions, concerns that they would like to share? Nothing. Nothing at all. Go live. It's like in
The
a
rest
month.
of the sites, do you guys all feel good about the training that you've had and like your function in the system and how that works? I mean, I've done all our training, right? So I've been in it for a year and a bit. So, you know,
Has anyone gone through their training and completed it?
I'm not a trainer for Brockville, and ours has gone pretty well. Other than a few questions like that you can't see in the train domain how it will work. Like I'd like to see how, like what it will look like when a patient's scheduled from Kingston and how we pull that over from Brockville, like to Brockville into an actual chair time. I guess I just want to see what it looks like because you can't see any of that in the train domain. And I haven't seen the real Cerner yet.
you guys should have access though soon. Like right now, I mean, I've got access at Quinty with my login for the
Yeah.
log. Like, yeah.
I haven't been given access. Like to go and look.
Are you talking specifically for the reg sketch part of it, Jennifer?
Yeah, like I've seen the train domain thing, and I am the trainer for the oncology portion, so like all of that has went well. It's more the red sketch stuff that I'm nervous about because I wasn't part of any of it.
Oh, okay. So I am reg sketch. And did they not give you guys generic logins for the cert domain to do any testing in? Because in that domain you can mimic everything that's going to happen in live.
So, like I did the red sketch class, and so did our clerk. But they didn't have the option. Um, I guess I just didn't see that process where someone else was going to be booking them into a clinic, and then we would be assigning the times. We didn't see any of that in the
I
training.
I
Now,
see.
we do have somebody coming to assist with backfill, but we wouldn't book any of our times until the week before. So he's not coming until the 28th of November.
Right. Well, I'm happy to set some time and show you if you want to do a Teams meeting, just the two of us, and I can show you how it flows and stuff. I'm happy to do that. I'm very well versed in the reg sketch part of it, so I know how to do all of that stuff. I've been all part of the testing, so if you want to, I'm happy to show you how to do that.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Did anybody have anything else? It's a quiet day. No one's got a lot to say. It's because they're thinking about go live. They're either over or underwhelmed about it. Not sure which. Robin, did you have any other thoughts?
I just would like to mention one of the enormous projects that I'm working on right now is getting all the RTFs, which would be the paper copy of the systemic treatment power plans and regimens, moved up to the Lumio library. We have a shared Teams space where they're also going to be, but to have them out there where everybody can get a hold of them is the desire. So I'm getting those all funneled over, and I've got a counterpart that's pulling them up onto the Lumio library, and uh, that should lend some comfort to everybody that in the event that everything goes down and you need to have a paper copy of the contents of any of the treatment regimens, they are going to be there. Uh, Bearing in mind that we have hundreds and hundreds of regimens, and it's going to be constantly in flux. Um, at Go Live, we've been assured 100% that everything that's going to be in use at the time of Go Live is going to be available out there. So um, you've got support to get your hands on a paper copy no matter what.
Now, if nobody else has any more questions, that's completely fine. It's okay. But we are meeting again in 2 weeks. So if you think of anything that is pressing between now and then, feel free to write your questions down just so you remember. And because it's kind of our last meeting, I think that we're having before go live. I don't think we have any other ones scheduled. Is that correct, Rachel?
Well, that's correct. So no working group. Working groups will occur after November 30th to give time for project team to get ready for activities leading up to go live, as well as all of the go live activities that are happening at sites prior in preparation. What these look like post go live is still being determined. I'm sure there'll be an update on that at some point, but that will be, there'll be new invites set out and everything like that post go live. So I think it's the 21st, I think, is our last meeting altogether prior to go live.
Yep. I was just looking at the calendar and it's on the 21st of November. Same time, 10 a.m. So if anyone has anything at that meeting, it's going to be pretty much just a Q&A meeting. So for any thoughts, concerns, what have you. But if nobody has anything else today, we can call it. You can have 30 minutes back, which I think time is very precious right now. So
Yes.
especially for poor Robin. She's been furiously working. So thank you so much for coming today. And if you have any thoughts, bring it up to the next meeting and we'll just have a nice Q&A for the next meeting and go over any other issues or concerns for before go live. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day and we'll meet again in 2 weeks.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Bye now.